So this is the first time I'm doing a comparison of a live concert album. Is that right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I'm going to tell you something about live albums when I get the courage to do so. I have 6 different versions, well, maybe 5, because there's a little bit of controversy of the 2015 and the 2020, which we'll get to later. So right off the bat, the 85 is probably the most dynamic. It's punchy, the drums really come through. The Japanese 86 isn't that much different, except that the guitars are a little bit nasally sounding compared to the 85. The 95 Castle is a little bit duller sounding, at least just the guitars are, at least to me it is. And the 98 overall has the treble turned down, and the bass guitar, Steve Harris's, is coming out a little bit more. Both the 2015 and the 2020 kind of have almost like a little bit of a sub bass thing going on. It sounds like a subwoofer. It sounds very like a very warm, soft bass for the bass drum. And Steve's bass kind of sounds the same way. So the controversy I was talking about before is the 2015 and the 2020. According to ChatGPT, they're saying that they're exactly the same version. When I line them up in Reaper exactly at the same point, if they are the same file, when you press the phase button, there will be no noise. If there is noise after pressing the phase button, whatever is the difference between the two files is what you're going to hear. So on one hand, when I listen to them back and forth, A and B, between the 2015 and 2020, I cannot hear a difference at all, no matter how many times I go back and forth. But when I put them in Reaper and I line them up and I press the phase button, there is a tiny bit of difference. I guess that difference is so minimal that I can't tell a difference. Maybe you can. So my ears are agreeing with ChatGPT, but the evidence is saying otherwise. So I decided to put both of them in there anyway. Not that it matters, but I'm going to show you guys which ones are brick-walled, which ones are dynamic, because you guys seem to like that. Oh, and let's not forget Leslie Kitch, who is one of my Buy Me a Coffee members. He came through with the 85 version for us, so thank you.
Of time for me are running low.
So my confession is I almost never listen to live albums, just because I don't think they sound as good as the studio ones, very rarely. Now, I have seen Iron Maiden, and I will say Iron Maiden and Creator are probably the two of the best bands I've ever seen live. But it's just a different experience when you're there hearing it as opposed to hearing it through earbuds. I'm always going to take the studio version. Unless there's live albums out there that you guys can recommend, let me know, but I can tell you regardless of the version, this one always sounds good to me.